Hi, this week it's Ask Ruby again. See, they just keep coming fast and furious. And the first question is the Sun newspaper reports negativity uh, to those with mental health problems. Do you think it's important to fight the stigma? I'm going to let you think about that for a few minutes. Well, if we're not fighting the stigma, nobody else is, because we're the ones that are made to feel ashamed. The only way the gay movement worked is that the gays fought it. Nobody, no Czechoslovakians went in there for them. So yes, we have to fight the stigma. We have to take to the streets with our pitchforks, go to Parliament, and say we're mentally ill and we're not going to take it anymore, and then burn it down and make our point. Okay, the next one is I want to learn mindfulness. Can I do it online, or would you recommend classes? If you're in the middle of nowhere, then do it online. But with anything, you want to have some eye to eye here, so they can ask you questions and say what's going on for you, and you can say this is hell. I hate every minute of it, and they can say, well, everybody has that. So it's always better face to face because it's personalized, and we're all like fingerprints, different fingerprints. What works for somebody isn't going to work for you. They might even say mindfulness isn't for you. And then again, they may say, oh, well, just stick with it because the hell of looking into your brain is probably the most challenging thing you'll ever do, but it's the only way you're ever going to be able to live with the voices is to make peace with them. And then you have to know what they are in order to do that. If you have more than one episode of depression, chances are you've got it episodically for the rest of your life. I didn't say that that's what textbooks say. You always hear people going, well, I can have one cigarette a day and then I don't have to have another one for a week. I don't believe these people exist, but I've heard of them. So I don't know. It can be held at bay. I'm I'm sure, I haven't had depression for 7 years, but it will come again. Miracles happen. If you have bipolar, you got to take medication. You have depression, you have to take schizophrenia, you have to. It may lie low for a few years, but it's still in there. So now the next question is, what do you do if potential depression coincides with genuine problems, and therefore the fear is irrational? Oh, that's a good question. If you're living in an earthquake, or a war zone, I wouldn't even consider your depression. You're really in a situation that you have to deal with. I don't know what to say about that. Probably you're traumatized, so that's a mental issue too. If you have depression and real things are going on, it really doesn't matter because I've been in situations where people have died or terrible things have happened, but I've also won an award and also sunk into depression. I mean, you do hear about people who are at the top of their game and then they kill themselves. So I really don't think it has to do with a genuine problem. I think it has to do with a brain disorder. Um, Usually the situation can be bad, but it's the mental, if you've got mental illness, you can't read it correctly. I mean, even if the waiter looks at you a certain way, you might burst out crying because you think he hates you. So thoughts aren't rational. And I think that mental illness is not really connected with situations that would be to do with being sad or glum or mourning. I think those are situations where you really react as a human being. You're sad or you're upset or whatever. But depression is when you're kind of in a coma, over and out. You're not available to react. So, okay, next one is what is your favorite AB Fab story? My favorite AB Fab story is God. Well, Joanna Lumley, when she's improvising, putting on a girdle and then becoming incontinent during a party is probably one of the, well, pee making moments I've ever had in my life. So that's that. Don't you love how we blend ab fab with mental illness? Okay, so come back to me next week for Ask Ruby. I hope I was clear. I'm not always.